Actual electrical content time this morning. I'm in my garage. I'm working from home today, literally working from home. I'm doing some prototyping, which I'm going to take you through. Well, we've done the prototyping bit. So this is a Vega probe, Vega probe control box. The customer's the Water Sparky. He says I can tell you all. Sorry, Frenchie. I'm going to tell you sports surprise tomorrow night, so don't watch this. It'll be better for you. It's a Vega Met 662. Now this is for mounting on a wall. You can see it's in a box. It's designed for mounting on a wall. However, at the minute, this one will do 2 level sensors, flow sensors, height sensors, speak French if you want some, and it's got 6 relays. So you've basically got 3 relays per sensor. They currently do a door mount one that mounts in a control panel door. Picture here if it's on YouTube. And they don't, it has 2 relays apparently. This might be slightly wrong, it's got 2 relays, but most customers want the 3 relays. So the problem is this. Let me take you through the story so far. I've alluded to this in my business blog, but it hasn't been put out yet. Frenchie comes to us and says, oh, do you know what to make me a bracket? I'm like, we'll make you a bracket. We do that. That's our bag. We do prototyping, one-offs, bracketry, odds and sods, all the shit no one else wants to do. He says, no problem. So he come round to the office, brought us all Greg's. Nice. Met me and my designer, Ron, who's a genius. And he showed us this. In fact, he didn't show me, so I already had one. I've got one already because he's lent me one that I've kept for far too long. He's like, I need to fit this in a door. Brilliant. The best bit was, he came with a design, which I'm going to try and put a picture in the next slide because it's important that you see that slide because, well, no, I'll stop now and I'll put it in the next slide. So he came with a concept design, which was great. He'd thought about it already, which is good because when he got there, he knew what he wanted, which is better for us, to be honest. If you know roughly what you want, you can give a design specification, tell us your outcome. So let me find that picture. Absolutely fucked if I can find that picture, so you'll have to watch it on YouTube. He applied a frame to it which pretended to be the panel. So the panel sat round here, and then round the back he put a thing that just held it, yeah? You would design it out of cardboard, and it worked. It was functional, did everything he wanted to do. I thought it was good. It was good. The problem when using cardboard is you're tempted. The way you would form a cardboard mock-up tempts you to use welding. So the actual concept of making that thing that went round it required some welding in the way it was designed. And when you've got small little frames made out of things like stainless, welding is incredibly expensive, time consuming, and distorts it because of the heat. So it's not the best thing to use. So this is not my work, this is the work of Ron, my genius designer. He then come up with a weldless design, and he's made the prototype here, which I'll show you now. This is the design we've come up with. This is the prototype. Yep. It's a fucking work of art. It doesn't do it justice how much this is done. So what this is a piece of stainless steel in 2mm thick. It is then laser cut, and then these parts are bent on a press brake by a human in a CNC machine. Note this, that here you see these holes. These are 4mm tapped holes. And at the minute, this is a prototype. You see I've got dead dirty hands. I'm just cleaning it and finishing it because it's a prototype. We normally probably send these away to be tumbled, which makes everything super smooth and clean. Because it's a prototype, it's straight off the press brake. So I'm currently cleaning it to fit it into a panel, demonstrate it. What is amazing is, see this piece here, that would have been flat. And see this lip here, that would have been flat. So that would have been in this segment here. So in essence, what I'm getting at, look, is there's the laser cut bit, there's the outline of it. These bits are still here. Cut my finger, not doing this though. And then it gets bent, maybe, well, out of the press brake does it, maybe he bends those bits like that, which result in it looking like that. And then he bends those bits over, which ends up with something not dissimilar to what I showed you in metal there, look. So that is how it gets formed from one piece. However, look at the tension in that corner. We'll come back to that later. This is just an example. But what you'll notice is if that was bent on a press brake, that was steel, it'd deform all this corner. So later on I'll talk about that, but that's the general gist of how a press brake works. Actually, how you bend these bends without getting stuck into a part where you can't bend, I do not know. If you recall, if you go back, I've got a video on our Brent Waters. There's some clever press brake in there where there's like 50 operations I have to think about in advance. So maybe if you bent it like that, then you bend them down. Or maybe you bend them down and then you bend them out. But that's something for the press brake to work out. That is not my bit. Those holes there were laser cut whilst it was here. The hole was here. That's been put on a press brake and bent. Yeah, and what's clever is when you do the drawing, they'll go away and they'll do things like this. Look, you see there's a little tiny cut. So that little tiny cut there, that's a relief cut. Because without that relief cut on the laser, when you bent this, it would distort this part of the frame. So when you're bending metal, it's quite an art form in itself. And there's another little relief cut there, look, that basically stops this bend, making it. So you'll see that's perfectly flat. Yeah, they're perfectly flat. The sides are slightly angled because that's by design. Now, these holes. Everyone knows what how much of a bastard to line up these holes, yeah? Now, bear in mind, these holes were lasered when it was flat. If you put that in there, every single one of those holes lines up perfectly. How the fuck do you do that? You do that by, one, having a customer that has a design that they want. Two, having a designer that can see the end product and can come up with a concept where it's not welded. Then when you've drawn that, you draw that like this, yeah, in a third thing. Then you send that to a laser cutter and press breaker, who then they work out all these little notches and stuff, and they work out how to bend it and how it can be bent. And in the end, we end up with this. Now, the thing about this is an incredibly expensive bracket. This bracket cost thousands, yeah. There's actually three of them. This is a pre-production prototype. It's not got the studs on, so if it's a door, this one's got studs on. Look, there's another one somewhere. Anyway, if you wanted these three brackets, it'd cost you more than the box. The concept with this was, they didn't ask right, my mate knocked on the door there to come fetch them. Yeah, the concept with this is designed for mass production or multiple productions. We're not making millions of them, but it's designed for making hundreds. So that it's, once you made the expensive first one, you can actually produce the second ones cheaper and cheaper. So this one at the minute, it's like a razor, because it's just been laser cut. I've now got a little tiny bit of Henry cloth, and I'm going to hand finish it so that it's all smooth. In fact, I'm going to hand finish all three so they're all smooth and nice. If they was mass produced, we'd put them in a tumbler, which is like a cement mixer full of little pumice stones that rolls them round and gets them all nooks and crannies and smooths them off and makes them look nice. But obviously, we're not going to do that with three of them. So at the minute now, I'm going to leave you for a bit and I'm going to hand finish this one with some Henry cloth. In fact, I'm going to hand finish them all, and then we're going to fit a bracket to it and fit it in the door, make it look nice for the customer, and show you how we're going to present that to the customer. Frenchie, turn off, you don't see this, but yeah, I'll now hand finish this with this Henry cloth, and I'll see you in a bit. How very boring. There they are, hand finished, all nice and smooth, like you'd expect it to the thing. That took me the best part of fucking 2 hours, I think. So they're all hand finished. They've then been washed in the sink with soapy water and rinsed with hot water. Then I've wiped them down. I've been using some nice Henry cloth and that's Scotch-Brite and some thing to do that. There's a fucking part, look, I've literally gone through loads. So they're all smooth as a whistle. The customer's not going to cut the fingers off. They're all nice and cleaned. Next thing, I'll let them dry and I'll clean with IPA with a clean cloth. So they're spotless. The next thing I need to do is, this is going to be as if you put a template on drill the holes. This will be a nicely cleaned hole, like your mum's, and this one will be an actual fit with it in there for the customer. Then I've also got to fit rubber feet to this box so that they can put it on people's conference room tables, and rubber feet to the back. So that's the next stage. I'm going to clean the controller up, and yeah, then I'm going to have to drill that. The person on the other end who buys them has to do this job on a door that they cannot replace. I can buy a new door if I need to. Cost me 190 quid, but I can do it. The person at the other end is not going to get the option to fucking fix what they break. So I need to be confident that these are easy to fit, which is why I'm going to drill this door out 3 times and try that, because I can't expect someone else to try and fit one of these if my stencils and designs don't work. So the concept is, you put this stencil on, each one of these holes have got a little cross on, look. That's a D6, diameter 6, that's a diameter 16. You join them up and make a big hole, and then you drill these out to 6mm. So it should be pretty easy. I know whenever I'm in my workshop and I need to clean something, this is not an advert, but I'm trying to make it sound awful funny, yeah? Honestly, when I need to clean something, right, unless it's with IPA alcohol, which is what I put on when I've used everything else to clean that, whatever I've used off, yeah? Aldi's window and glass cleaner is the ultimate cleaner for like control panels, electrical things and all that. Kills 99% of bacteria and viruses, which you don't care about. Obviously, it's mostly made out of vinegar, but whatever they put in there, it's the secret sauce. It literally cleans off like... These have got goo on, look. Black goo from the remnants of the glue and the trialing out. Not on that side, because I've used Aldi and glass. Windows and glass cleaner reaches the possible reach. Honestly, stick a couple of bottles of that in your van from Aldi. It is fucking mint. Control panels, fetching off sticky stuff, fetching off tape. Just like fucking mint, mate. Can't fault it. Window and glass. And the dirt is gone. We actually asked for an empty one of these, but I think it's probably more effort for Vega to send us an empty one that's not got the electronics expensive bit in than it is probably to give us this. Anyway, this has been fucking lobbed round. The metal workers and all sorts. Look, he's had this fucking scare and I've just cleaned it all. Look, it's all just come off. Look how shiny that is. Aldi glass cleaner. I'm going to stop doing this now so I sound like I'm doing fucking Silly Bang. Or Mr. Muscle. Obviously, this is a scale drawing. I have a scale on top of here so I can work out the scale is correct. But obviously, I'm just going to... I've offered it up to the hole and I can see that this is small in the hole. So the hole in this is bigger. That's right. Then I've just offered up the bolt slot they seem to fit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fucking plough a hole for the centre one. But the centre one's going to be a hole that's nice and smooth so that people can see what hole gets cut out. So you'll have your template example, your prepped hole and your fitted meter here. So I'm going to drill the middle one out now. Because then this will get drilled out, that'll get drilled out, that won't get drilled out. So I'm going to drill the old one out. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pilot through all these crosses with a little tiny 2mm drill bit just to give me like a centre punch type thing. Hole one cut a tree. Eldon boxers do cut a tree because they're made out of decent steel. Although they're not Hellman, they're not Eldon anymore. They're fucking Hofferman, but it is Eldon. That fits. I ain't drilled the holes out yet, so what I'll do is I'll put the 16mm holes in this one and I'll cut that one out as well because I'm not actually going to use this one. This one's just going to be a whole example. I've made a really nice job of that. I'm fucking proper chuffed. I didn't let the blade run out right. I do appreciate though that some people who will be fitting these will be hacksawing, will be cutting stainless steel, not just mild steel, thinner mild steel than I've got. So we need to, the template works well, the system works well, but yeah, I've got to appreciate that people will be cutting thicker and much harder materials, possibly, and painted materials as well. So my trick is masking tape the fuck out of everything. Can't go wrong then, but yeah, I'm happy with that. I might drill the holes out and just put it in level. I've gone for 3. I'm having one fully fitted, one with just the bracket in, and one as the whole example. But yeah, that could be £191 fuck up. Let's file it off and find out. Ta-da! Totally spoilers for the customers to come to see it tomorrow. But never mind, because if I don't do it now, then I won't be able to video it because they're going to take it away tomorrow. So this is what they've paid for. This is what they've got. So let me go over it with you, take you through it. I've just presented it here because I don't look unprofessional. I can't chuck it on a cardboard box. But yeah, I got there. I stopped recording earlier because I was on a bit of fucking jiggery pokery, jiggling stuff around because not only was I producing this, oh that's so smooth, not only was I producing this, but I was also trialling how it fits, because what I have to appreciate is someone has got to fit this. That might be a really skilled, delicate person, like I would probably be with a bracket like that, or it might be someone trying to fucking ram it in. So this one, I put in really, really delicately and carefully, and this one, I fucking rammed in like a spark used on a prize, because this is effectively the first time it's been done. So there you go, that's prototyping. That's took something from the concept of what they came for originally. Yeah, if you watch on YouTube, you'll see the video that the customer sent me, that French sent me, of the original concept. I thought it was pictures, but it's actually video. And then we've took that from that, spoke to him, had a meeting, gone away, come up with this. He's coming back in tomorrow, which I won't record, it's a bit fucking intrusive and embarrassing. And then I'll fill you in on what went down there. He'll take this away, and I'm sure multiple people will look at it and go, what about this? What about that? What about that? So like I said, there's the prototype, fitted, done, dusted. That's to show what hole you've got to cut out. And there's an open one so you can see how we've designed it and stuff. We're going to make a couple of tweaks. In fact, there's things on here that we've done that we're not going to do on the production ones. Like, for example, these studs will be different, and these will be, these tapped holes here will be the pushing thread things. I will put the name up here now for us on YouTube, because I forgot, and that's my get out of jail free card, is to go look on YouTube. But yeah, let me take you over the project. Quite a few bits and bobs to cover here, because the concept is someone's going to want to look at this. People are going to want to look and play with this. Well, they can't look and play with those ones, so we produce one they can look and play with over here. So this one is exactly the same as the one that's in there, but we haven't fitted the studs, because as people are chucking it around, throwing it around, we didn't want them ripping their hands off. So there's the one we produced for looking at. Like you can see, that's a drilled and tapped hole. That'll be a threaded insert on the main one. And this one has the plastic profile which is like a frame stuck to it. So that's one you can pass around, people can look at. That is the version 1, item 1. So that's there because people want to look at it. There's then a copy of the frame and the glue that sticks it on. That's just because they can have that. That's version 1, frame 1. The reason it's a frame is because undoubtedly the customer want a different colour to that. You can have any colour you want as long as it's black or silver. But now you can have any colour you want to match the existing panel or to match customer colours or whatever. There's some of the blanks. We'll come to that in a minute. A set of the drawings for manufacturing. So there's all the details of the drawing and that. Drawn by Ron, not me, all the dimensions. That is the original drawing, or the drawing, that was then sent to the person that bent this bit of metal. That is not for manufacturing. That is for the person that makes the metal to interpret as that finished product. You'll see from there, look. So that is not for bending. The guy that does the bending then takes that drawing and adds in all these relief cuts, blah, 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 and does all that. This one here, you've just got the hole. Like I said, I've absolutely gone to town smoothing that off because you can see what you've got to cut out your panel. This one here shows the bracket without the item in. And there you've got the finished product. I'll show you inside. You also get the key branded with my company's branding because with Big Pimp we've got lanyards. If you want one, just spend £8 and you'll get one. Then you get to come inside and see how it all fits in the back. So you'll see there it all fits in the back. It's weldless and it's just got some normal nuts and bolts on the bit. We'd probably use flange ones for that when we go to any kind of production. We'll change the hardware to something a bit nicer. Down there, if you look in there, look, you'll see there's a stuffing gland, just to show how it comes out, and then the holes we've left. There, you can't use those holes. That's where those blanks are. Those blanks that are there, look, are what go in there just so it doesn't look like we've left half a hole, because that's what people expect. You can see the back of what you cut out, and here you can inspect around the bracket and see what goes off. See the clearance relief cut there, look, and how it shows at the front and all the hardware and stuff. Like I say, ran out of space, but I left that there on purpose. I did that right in there on purpose for wanting more space at the top, but not ideal. But it's a prototype. I also managed to break one of the bolts, which had to be repaired, but it's a prototype. Inside there's nothing apart from the serial number of our thing, and it's an empty box, and I'll tell you why. It is a presentation piece designed to be presented as it is there, stood up, or maybe lying on its back. So you'll notice that it's not quite on the floor, because on the back it has rubber feet, so you can lie on your expensive conference room table without scratching it. And on the bottom it's got rubber feet, so you can lie on your expensive conference room table without scratching it. There's also, to go with this, it's also got handles fitted, so French can carry it around without crippling himself. There's one on the side, so you can carry it like a suitcase, and one on the top, so you can lift it up top and down the desk. With nice retractable handles, just a nice touch, you know what I mean, make it nice. Then we have this. This is the cutting template, so that's the secondary one. This is the cutting template that we've designed with some instructions fitted to it, which we develop on. You get a mark for the centre, so you can go, right, I want it to be there, mark a hole, fix the template. This will be made out of a plastic in the future, although we're not quite finalised that, but this is just a paper version you could masking tape to a door. So you've got your centre line, horizontal, centre line vertical, probably got them the wrong way around, absolute centre, and then just showing you where it is. The dash line here is what you cut out, and the solid line here is the overall size of where it ends up. I can demonstrate that much more better on this one here that I've made, because look at this. Watch this. Hey, there you go, look, and that shows you the cutout that you'd expect. And it shows you there, look, the clearance you get. It's a little bit tight, that one. You get more clearance than that, but it's hard to cut out of cardboard. And there's a Mark 1 over there, look. There's the Mark 1 we did to do a bit of jiggery pokery. But we show all that because we want the customer to see how it's all been developed and done and what we thought about and that. That one's different because it's got the screen sensors on. That one never had it on, and I did stuff like foul the right in there, look. You'll see there, the D's foul in a line. Whereas on this one, look, I've made it all off to the side and made it a bit better. And I've shown the bit that comes out and all that good stuff. So yeah, that is it. Not the cheapest process. Certainly, if someone come to me and says, I need to put 3 of them into a panel, we'd probably come up with a cheaper bracket that bolts together if we just did 3. The reason this one's took quite a large amount of time, and there's quite a lot of effort been put into all this stuff, this presentation, drawings, prototype bits, and the panel is because we're not just making 3. There's a possibility we could make, I don't know, 10, 20, 100. It depends how many they sell. So we've gone to town more to spend more time on this. We could make a bracket piece of piss to hold a thing, but when you're mass producing or you want to mass produce, you have to factor in all the fiddle factor, because every second, 10 second, 30 second, 1 minute processor increase, that is per thing. So if you've got a job that takes 10 minutes to put one in, if you fit 3, it's going to take you 30 minutes. If you fit 500, it's going to take you an incredible amount of hours that I can't work out. So it's all been geared around the fact that it needs to be easy to install quickly without any fuck-ups. Also, we have to incorporate things like this adhesive label has been hand stuck onto there for now. But if we produced it, we'd have to make a jig that goes in here that enables that label to be put on absolutely right. So that'd just be a production piece we'd have to manufacture. Also, this will inevitably, I've cut that on the floor, but this hole will have to be made in a panel door that stays on the panel. So it'll have to be cut in this orientation with someone with a jigsaw like this. So I've thought about that, thought about how it'd be drilled, thought about how the end user is going to fit it, and then I've actually fitted this 3 times to get the idea for it, yeah? So it's all there presented. Hopefully they'll like it, they'll take it back, they know that, make some changes or tweaks or colours, or can we have this, can we have that? And now, hopefully, if it goes well, after this stage, we'd produce one pre-production. So that'd be one of these brackets with all the things done that that people want to change, the adjustments they want to make and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you have we'd make next job, if it goes ahead, is to make one pre-production. This is a project. This is done, dusted. They take it away now. They get the drawings, they get everything. If they don't want any, they don't get any. If they want to make them themselves, they can make them themselves now. That's just where it lies. We've been paid to deliver this part. If they say, right, fuck it, we want 500, for example, we will then produce one of these, which will be known as the pre-production. I'll then go and buy another box, which I'll screw to a wall, and I'll literally fit it into the panel while it's screwed to the wall, a la the person would on site. If there's no problems with that after it's been tweaked and it goes on the wall, the template works, it all screws together, it all fits inside nice, we'll then go into the production. To do the production, like I say, we produce a production piece that goes in here, which enables that to be fitted. We'd also have a box with like a go size in, and that basically involves fitting that or its box to each item that goes out to see if it fits. If it fits, it goes. If it doesn't, it stops. I've not explained that the best. What I'm saying is, when we send these out in a bag, in a box with all the nuts and bolts, yeah, someone's going to have to fit it. So we will produce a hole like this, which will probably get laser cut, and every single one we make, we'll try that box to see if it fits and see if the screws fit. Then we'll try it in this panel to make sure it fits as per the dimensions. Then we'll put all the nuts and bolts on it, take that out and send it. And no one will be able to come back to us and say it doesn't fit, because it will have been fitted with the final product and into a panel in what they call a go, no-go situation. If that fits and it fits in there, it goes. And if that doesn't fit or it don't fit in there, either one, it stays and it's a reject. So that's sort of the thing you've got to do, because the last thing you want to do is pump out 500 that you just had made that haven't been trial fitted. So they'll all get quality controlled and then sent out, and there'll be things like polishing, checking there's no sharp edges, QCing, all that. So quite a little bit of a project. I've done similar stuff before. So one of the ones I did before was a trailer control system, a trailer with jacks on it that could lift the trailer off a chassis, and you could drive the chassis off and then drop the trailer on the ground. In that particular instance, we had the trailer for the first prototype, and then after that, we never saw the trailer again. We literally built one, made it go up and down, did everything, but then got it, thinned it out, made it smaller, manufactured it, made a pre-production. That got sent to the trailer company who fitted it, because they would be fitting it, and they ran back up and says, yeah, that works. Like, make us 500 of those, which we did. And out of those 500 I made, I know they got fitted, and I've never seen them again. So, but because we tried everything, there's a test sequence for that. When it leaves boxed up, down to the fact that you put all the nuts and bolts in, and you weigh the box, then you make sure every box weighs the same. Because, like I say, you don't want one getting to the wall and it coming back. So yeah, a little bit of a different one, prototyping and pre-production of oddity things for other people. If you want shit like this doing, give me a ring. I'll pull your pants down. Yeah, if you do want anything like this doing, give us a shout. We'll pull your pants down, but we'll do it. That's our bag. If you want one bracket, we'll make you one bracket. If you want 1,000 brackets, we'll make you 1,000 brackets. This is an external job, but we do this regularly internally. So, for example, the metering job is this. So this DIN rail on all 50 of the meters is the same. It's got 2 holes drilled in it, so it can either be used as just a DIN rail or mounted to this plate. All these assemblies, all these cables, all this, you just slap the meter off you go. So that was the internal one we did. You just remember, if you've seen the meters video, I don't think I put it out actually, there was a prototype, a pre-production, and then I made 54 of them. So yeah, if you are in the market and you do this repetitive kind of stuff, and you want to save yourself a bit of money from getting people to go on site, we will make all sorts of crazy assemblies for you, and you can just get up to site knowing that all the terminals are there, all the labels are there, all the cabling is done. Not you getting site going, all right, we'll get an axle out, we'll get this out. So it can save you a lot of time and money if you have masses of things you've got to fit. Call me.